Genius for life. Coconut smoothies coming at you. Hello there. Welcome to episode 104 of 15 Minutes of Genius. Sometimes 30 minutes of genius. I think the record we've had is at 39 minutes with Ari Raz, Once Upon a Farm, now Coconut Cult. So, yeah, breaking records all the time here for going way over time. But it's all fun when we're talking with cool visionaries and entrepreneurs, including this gentleman tonight, which I think has, at this point, the fastest growing chip company right now in the country. So it's a huge honor to have him on our show. Before introducing him, big shout out to Mark Nicholas, Mark N at ManhattanBeachStudios.net for all your editing desires. He's the guy that can do photo, video. He can do this entire podcast for you. Make sure to reach out to him. He's a true genius in his own respect. And are you back there, Mark? Are you there? Where are you? There he is. Awesome guy. He was taking a little nap, and then he's like, oh, crap, we're on the air. I got to wake up. I'm just kidding. I'm just razzing him. He's always awake, and I don't think he sleeps. You know, he's like part cyborg, editing, producer, guy, produce podcasts and photos and videos. All right, anyway, I'll stop making fun of you. All right, so let's get into our guest here. I don't even know what I'm doing right now. All right, so our guest is Matt Parry. He's the CEO and co-founder of the Good Crisp Company, which many people have now heard of. They've grown considerably in the last 2 years. It's been very impressive to watch. A little bit about him and the company. Matt created the Good Crisp Company to help everyday people feel good about their snacking choices. The Good Crisp Company brand represents 3 core elements: good taste, good ingredients, and good vibes. I love that. The right balance of these fundamentals is essential for our healthier snack foods. Canister snacks, comes in canisters, that taste good and you feel good about buying them for your family. This is what Matt is all about. thegoodcrispcompany.com. Matt, how's it going?
It's going very well. Thank you for chatting with me.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us. I know we're seemingly it's pretty late at night here. Not super late, but it's definitely after hours. So thanks for taking the time. A lot to unpack here. I am personally super excited because I honestly see this brand scaling to the moon. I don't say that about a lot of brands, but I love the packaging. I love the product, just the positioning, where it is on shelf, eye-catching. This could be an IPO. This could be a major exit. I see something big here. I'm going way ahead of myself, but really congratulations on all your success.
Thanks, Az. I really appreciate that. That means a lot.
Definitely. Yeah, it's hard to contain myself when I see a brand that I know that's going to go all the way. So it's cool to watch, and it's inspiring for us entrepreneurs out there. So and those that are watching this. So let's get into it, right? You created this product. It looks like a Pringles canister, but obviously way better for you. What was the aha moment where you're just like, I'm going to make Pringles, but it's going to be way freaking better, and it's going to be actually healthy, and it's not going to have all these harmful ingredients in there? What was the aha moment for you when you thought of this product?
Yeah, it wasn't necessarily a huge aha moment. I think a lot of people have had the idea for a better for you Pringle, or why isn't there something better out there for people? I guess I was able to bring it to life because I originally worked in CPG my whole sort of early career and had a lot of contacts in Australia and other places that made better for you crisps. And so I had some access to people that could help me develop this product and bring it to life. But really, I was on a pretty strict diet. I just had a couple of kids, so I was really watching what I was feeding them. And I thought there's got to be a product that I'm happy eating and that I'm happy giving to my girls as well. And that was really where it came from.
Right on. So you have distribution-wise, I love talking about this stuff. So you are nationwide and Whole Foods. That was the big one. I think that drove some really good volume for your company. Where else is this product? And my second question is, you kind of started in natural. Are you starting to really cross over and break in to mass market? What's your distribution strategy looking like?
Yep. So we're in about 13,000 grocery stores now across the country. And you're right, Whole Foods was a big part of that, national with them. But we got Walmart sort of in our second year. So we're now in 4,500 grocery stores, have been with Walmart there for 2 years now, and continue to grow our business there in their better for you set of their store. Walmart, Wegmans, we're just launching HEB a couple of months ago. We'll be launching in quite a number of Kroger stores at the start of next year. So we are starting to move more into conventional. And as far as the strategy goes, that's definitely been what we've been focusing on. We want to be the number 2 canister chip here in the US, so we're everywhere. We need to be mainstream. It's a big part of what drives us, even just in product development. We don't want to niche down too much. We want to be there for everyday people to feel better about their snacks and to be able to have access to better tasting and better for you products.
Yeah, I think, for all the entrepreneurs that are watching, what's really important here, this is a really great, hugely successful case study where Matt took something that could be drastically improved in the food supply chain, but branded it as something that was familiar. So you bridged all the people that already knew Pringles from years, like from 50 or 60 years of marketing, right? All the billions of dollars that went into marketing. You harness that and brought in a better for you product. And I compare this to Olipop. It's very Olipop-ish in a way, because Olipop took this vintage, soda look, right? And kind of Americana and, like childhood type of stuff, but making it way healthier than like a Coke or a Pepsi or a 7-Up. So I really like this strategy. How has it been with online, right? I know you've been very heavily focused in retail. How are you diversifying online? How has that been?
Yeah, so like a lot of brands, we had to quickly learn a lot about D2C and selling online early last year. We had the facilities to do it. We just weren't focusing too much on it, but we quickly spent a lot of time learning about that and growing it. It's now bit over 10% of our business, and we'll continue to sort of grow up. I want it to be sort of definitely a multi-million-dollar channel for us moving forward. So I think brick and mortar is always going to be a larger part just because of the head start to it, but I do see a lot of opportunity there and a lot of growth in what we're doing.
Awesome, great. Yeah, I know it's like a perfect product for obviously D2C, where it's lighter, easy to ship, it's shelf stable. It's everything I would dream our product would be for online.
Yeah.
So I'm eternally jealous. It's like the only thing you have to worry about is if the chips break or something like that. But which is valid.
It does happen. That's probably our biggest issue we have to work around. But I totally understand. It is a fair bit easier than a refrigerated or frozen product for sure.
Exactly. I was just talking with with Jake over at Sweet Nothings. He was on episode 103, I believe, and we were talking about how hard it is to ship frozen, like to get there. Everything has to be perfect, from how it's packed to FedEx not screwing up, no one leaving it on a porch outside in the sun. But you know what? Maybe if you put chocolate covered chips in those canisters, that would insulate it a little better, right?
Sure. I'll think about it.
Yeah, that could be the salty sweet combination of good crisp chocolate, chips. We could be onto something there. Be onto something.
Definitely.
All right. I just saw the look on your face. You're like, holy crap, that might actually work. I would be your number one consumer if you had. It's kind of like, you have like vanilla covered like nuts, or chocolate covered nuts. Yep. And those are really popular. Like Justin's has come out with like a better for you version of that. I could see vanilla covered chips, chocolate covered chips, and caramel. I could see those 3 flavors, and maybe even strawberry as well. So
yeah, sweet and salty is a very popular sort of category.
Yeah, it's addictive for sure. I wouldn't be able to. I'd be an addict on that product. All right, so let's talk about supply chain. Right, we kind of talked offline about this. We'd like to bring up pertinent, really big time issues that are happening right now in CPG, which is freight, logistics, ocean freighting. So one thing that you shared, which you can go into more, is that you do source internationally for your product. How has that been working through some of these COVID strains with just delayed shipments and ocean freighting and international and port issues. Tell us more how you've been able to navigate through that, because a lot of entrepreneurs have been also, including our, Genius Juice, because we source coconuts internationally, we struggle with this. So how have you been managing to get through this kind of crisis?
Yeah, it's been a huge issue for us. Thankfully, we've been able to stay in stock. The last 18 months, we haven't gone out of stock. We've been able to meet every order, but like a duck on water, sort of that looks good on the outside, but underneath the water has been furious peddling by our team, and look, literally every person in the team's been working on that and making sure that we're tracking every shipment, we're ordering it as early as possible. We're trying to offset delays by making sure that we're ordering really early and sitting on as much stock or inventory as possible. Of course, that's huge resources required in cash to be able to do that, and your cash cycle is really long, but that's just an investment we have to make to ensure that we can meet those requirements. Definitely margin pressures have been tough. As you mentioned, as you would know, sea freight has gone up significantly. So we're cutting back a lot of costs where we can. We've had to pass on a price increase at the start of this year to our customers, unfortunately. But it's just the reality of business at the moment, and trying to deal with all of those pressures.
Absolutely. And one key thing that you said, which I think you're managing the business in a really strategically smart way, which is it's okay to raise the price, because honestly, many things are going up. Customers are going to see pricing going up with many different goods across many different markets. And at Genius Juice, I mean, we were at $3.99, like in Target and Albertsons, and we've had to raise the price to $4.49 or $4.99, or sometimes even above that, depending on where it's being freighted, right? If it's more expensive to freight it to Pac Northwest or like to New York, and it's coming in at $5.99. But at the end of the day, you need to have a sustainable business with proper cash flows to support the growth of the business. And if you can't have that and you're battling on price too much, you're going to end up going belly up from running out of money. So I think that's an important lesson, where it's okay to raise your price, because if you have a quality product that people want, people will pay for it, right? That's what's most important. So it sounds like you've gotten through that. One question I have is, are you doing any kind of financing, because inventory financing to support buying a lot of product up front, or are you basically just floating that with your own cash flow?
It's a combination of everything, to be honest. So we definitely do. We have with Circle Up Debt, we have a line in with them against not only of our receivables but our inventory as well, as part of that, to help offset that. We have programs set up. There's a program between Walmart and Wells Fargo to help companies get paid earlier, that we work on that. We've had to raise some money with our own shareholders, so equity to do that, even some debt. So we look at everything to try and work out, what's the best way to manage this and ensure that we're still continuing to go strong. I mean, our business has doubled every year for the last 2 years, so our growth is really strong, and we just can't afford to throttle that or hold back on sort of our sales or our approach. So we have to fix the issues, internally at our end. We owe it to our customers.
Yeah, I think really, really good is that the growth cannot stop, right? You have a high in demand product that's getting into more and more, points of distribution and higher velocities, and also you have online as well. So you got to find ways to get that capital. One thing that I'll share for those that are out there, because this show is about helping the entrepreneur, is that the SBA, the EIDL. I don't know if you guys did an EIDL or not.
No, we didn't, but I know of it. Yeah.
Yeah. So actually, they reopened it, and if you did an EIDL last year for like 150,000 or less, you can actually double that and go in and reapply, and you get almost automatically approved because you were approved last year. So if you did 150, awesome, you can literally get up to 300 or 350 in more capital, and it's deferred for 2 years, which is insane. You don't pay anything on it for 2 years. And then once it starts after 2 years, the interest rate is 3.25%. So anyway, it's like, wow, it's like free money to help grow your business and give you necessary cash flow. So yeah, so anyone out there, make sure to check that out with the SBA. All right, Matt, well, anything else that you want to talk about? I'm going to leave it, to you. Any other final topics that you want to share with all the entrepreneurs watching about running a business, being in CPG, or experiences? Open floor.
Yeah, no, I think from our perspective, we just launched our cheese balls, which has been exciting. That's been a new product line for us. So we've stepped a little bit outside of chips. We've been in the market now for coming up 5 years. So some of our customers have had all of our products and have been looking for something new. So still in our category, but still a canister, still a better for you option, but just in a slightly different format. So that's gone really well. We don't see ourselves as a platform brand of sort of just any kind of snack, but if it's in a canister and in our set, it's something that we're looking at. So that's been an exciting thing in the last couple of months.
Very cool. I like that how, I think it's something really to learn from, where you're taking a category. You're not trying to go into whatever, too many different categories. You're just really staying within the essence of what your brand is all about, which is making something that is crispy, enjoyable. It's a snack, and it goes in a canister. And it's a recognizable format. Like, you're basically branding the canister, right? Like, if you see a canister, likely it's going to be good crisp. So you're really building a strong branding identity with your packaging, which obviously is freaking genius, pun intended. So congratulations, man, on all your success. I can't wait to see this get to the $100 million mark. You're going to get there. So it's going to be cool to watch as you go down this road and you're journeying through this. So very good stuff. Let's get to our next segment, which is called Rapid Fire Questions.
Rapid Fire Questions.
All right. So you probably have seen previous episodes where we've had questions. These are actually all brand new. A couple repeat ones, like classics. But also we have some brand new ones that we debuted on episode 100 with Patrick Schwarzenegger. So here we go. First question. For music, which decade is best, the 70s, 80s, or 90s?
I'm a child of the 90s. That's always going to be have a close part of my heart for sure.
Awesome. Very cool. I was born in the 80s, so 80s for me, but I in my middle school and high school it was the 90s for me. So I would go with 90s, because when I was a baby I wasn't listening to
rocking out.
Yeah, rocking out to Iron Maiden or Michael Jackson. I wasn't doing that. I was listening to lullabies when I was a baby. All right. What do you do for exercise?
I'm not a big exerciser. I know I should do more, but it's just between running a business and having a family, it's tough. But I started walking my daughters to school, so that's half an hour walk there and back each day. So I'm enjoying doing that.
Right, 2 birds, 1 stone. Right, hanging with family and exercising. That's efficient, right there. Very cool. All right, I think maybe you can do a light jog instead of walking them. A little more cardio, maybe.
Okay, I'll try that, Alex. That's a good point.
All right, movie you can watch an unlimited amount of times.
There's not many. Once I've watched a movie, that's sort of it for me. I've read a book, I've watched a movie, I move on. So that I don't really have a movie that I could watch too many times.
Okay, what do you think you can watch more than once? Think of a movie that you really liked.
Yeah,
resonated.
I'm a big comedy guy. So any sort of comedy like that, if it's on, I'll watch it again for sure.
Very cool. All right, I'm going to say Step Brothers. So the next one.
Okay, yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one.
Love it. All right, chocolate or vanilla?
Vanilla.
Yep, me too. Seems like people are just not liking chocolate anymore. The last 3 answers have been vanilla, and I'm a vanilla guy as well. So interesting how the world is changing to vanilla. Favorite country to travel to outside of your home country, obviously?
Well, I was going to say it would have been Australia. It'd be nice to get back to there. Look, but then as well, I'm enjoying traveling and visiting the US. Does that count? We've spent a fair bit of time the last year or two traveling around, exploring. It's a new country for us. So that's been pretty cool.
Love it. Just make sure to go. Have you gone to Disneyland yet here?
Yes, yeah, went to Disneyland after an Expo West a couple of years ago. I spent a bit of time in California. We were down in Newport Beach for a month this summer, so that was nice. So yeah, we enjoy it.
Awesome. You're getting to all the best sites in SoCal for sure. All right, favorite. Speaking of Disney, Favorite Star Wars character?
Oh, probably Yoda. I think sort of, I'd have to say that is sort of good advice, not too showy. I like him.
Very, very humble. Yep. He kicks ass with a lightsaber too. He's really dangerous.
It's true.
You
He's
know?
got it. He's got it, but he doesn't show it off.
Exactly. That's the best mentality, right? Just being humble. All right. What is your spirit animal?
I was told once my spirit animal was a rabbit. Now, I don't know what that means. I've never looked into it myself, but that was what I was told a couple of years ago. So I guess that's what it is.
Okay.
It didn't feel like a great animal, but there you go.
I mean, they're fast, they're agile, they're aware. I guess they like crispy stuff, right? I don't know.
True, right? Yeah. Perfect. That's what it must have been.
That was it. That was the connection right there. All right. Do you like to drive an SUV, a coupe, or a truck?
I think I like an SUV. I like the big SUV. When we got here, we got a big Suburban that we could drive around, a good American big car. So it fits our snowboards and everything in the back. So, yeah, I like the SUV.
Love it. All right. For food, this is an important one. For food, salty or sweet, or both?
I have to say salty. I built a whole salty snack company, so I better like it.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a necessary answer for your background. Favorite day of the week and why?
I think Saturday for me. It's the kids aren't at school. We're not rushing them to get them ready, so just a bit more relaxed, a little pressure. I get to spend some time with them. So yeah, I mean, I don't dislike work. I love working, but I think Saturday's a little less pressure.
Yep, love it. All right, so Uber or Lyft or neither?
Now, Uber. We didn't have Lyft. We don't have Lyft in Australia, so it's not something I ever sort of use that much. So I'm a pretty loyal Uber guy.
Okay, so Uber it is, just by default, right? They win.
Yeah.
All right, LeBron James or MJ?
It's the OG, MJ for me.
Love it. All right, so this was inspired by Patrick Schwarzenegger because of his father. Terminator 1 or Terminator 2? Which one is better?
Ooh, I have to apologise to Patrick. I've never actually watched either of the Terminator movies. So
You're the second person. Like,
is that right?
Yeah, we had with Jake at Sweet Nothings, like with our previous episode. He hasn't watched either. I'm just like, you haven't seen Michelangelo's David? You haven't seen the Sistine Chapel? I don't know.
That's a big call, Alex. That's a big comparison, but fair enough.
It is. It's way over the line. But man, I guess I just grew up watching it. Terminator 1 was right after I was born, but Terminator 2 I saw in the theater, and I'm like that's the best movie ever. I was like 10 years old. So anyway, definitely watch it, man, on Netflix. It's Terminator 2 is one of the best action movies of all time. It's very good. Anyway, I've plugged that enough. They've already made their money. I don't need to keep plugging it. All right, so favorite food or drink if you're stuck on a deserted island and you cannot say the Good Crisp and you cannot say Genius Juice.
I would have definitely have said Genius Juice if I could, Alex, definitely. But
Means
barring that,
thank you.
No, I'm a big hamburger guy. So some kind of hamburger. I'm working my way around the US, trying all of the different hamburgers. I think In-N-Out does a great one where you guys are.
I was going to say that's the best one, In-N-Out, by far. All right.
Yeah, it's some kind of hamburger would be good.
Love it. Yeah, I guess you're right. I guess I'm a vegetarian, but my wife tells me In-N-Out is by far the best burger, and it's pretty self-evident when you go by an In-N-Out.
It is.
Like we were traveling to Napa for a friend's birthday, and when we saw there was in the middle of nowhere, right? In the middle of nowhere, right? There was an In-N-Out and a McDonald's, and there was no one at the McDonald's, and there was 50 cars lined up outside of In-N-Out. I'm just like, okay, In-N-Out won. They won, and they're only on the West Coast right now, which is interesting. So they're not expanding beyond that. So
yeah, it's interesting. I think maybe that's part of their play to create that demand and keep the lines there. It's all marketing.
Exactly. Like you come there and feel like if you're visiting from New York, I have to try In-N-Out. It's like this local thing on the West Coast. You're a marketing guy, man. That's why you're successful. So, all right. Well, that is Rapid Fire Questions with Matt Parry. He is the CEO, co-founder of The Good. It's a loud audience today. All right. All right. Raise the roof. All right. Thank you, Mark, for getting those people to cheer. Are you like doing electroshock to get those people to keep clapping? All right. So thanks, man, for joining us on episode 104. Matt, congratulations on all your success. And thanks again for taking the time, man. And I'll be continuing to watch and cheering from the sidelines for Good Crisp.
Thanks, mate. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
You got it. Have a good night. All right, so that is episode 104 of 15 Minutes of Genius. Again, big plug to Mark Nicholas, Mark N. at ManhattanBeatStudios.net for all your editing desires. He does some great stuff with photo, video. You can do your own podcast. Make sure to reach out to him. I think, Mark, should we start putting your number on here? Because your email is way too long. So you can talk to me. Phone number or no? Working on it. Okay. Maybe you should have like a Google number. There it is. All right. 1-800-310-1-800-1999. Live. He updated it live like during this episode. That's how freaking fast he is, man. And he just edited it. He just moved it up. All right. So make sure to reach out to him. Number is best because his email is way too long. All right. So that's episode 104 in the books of 15 Minutes of Genius. Make sure to catch us on LinkedIn Tuesdays and Fridays for brand new episodes, and on Apple Podcast and also on Spotify. So that's it. It's in the books. One last thing. Stay crispy and genius, my friends.
Genius for life. Coconut smoothies coming at you.